What's up, YouTube? Today we'll be exploring the MPE capabilities of the new Pigments update. So I wanted to split these up a little bit because this is a little bit more of a kind of niche topic. Yeah, that being said, what I'll be doing today is kind of just doing some sound design stuff using the Expressive E Osmose as my controller, which happens to be an amazing kind of pairing for the latest Pigments update, and I'll show you why. But also in the meantime, let me just also mention that I recently put out a video on Expressive E's YouTube channel, so you should definitely go check that out. Anyway, let's dive in and have a look. Okay, so first and foremost, we want to make sure that we have MPE set up in Pigments. So here in the settings panel, we can just open that up and just make sure that enable MPE is set up over here. And depending on whatever controller you're using, these settings should be relevant. So for example, in Bitwig, the bend range here needs to correspond with the bend range here in the inspector if you're setting MPE up that way. And then if we say same over here, it should expect all the correct MIDI channels, so that should work. Yeah, let's explore some of my favorite things to do with MPE in the latest update. So the Modal engine is really, really cool. I kind of spoke about some of the main reasons why I think this is truly special, but you know, when you pair it with something like an MPE controller, we have the ability to play the friction system, like using the aftertouch or something like that. With the Osmose, how it works is the first half of the aftertouch is one parameter, and then the rest of the push is another parameter. And so you can kind of like stack those up both on the friction if you want, or you can have like one doing like a cutoff sweep and the other doing the volume. So you can kind of set that up depending on how you want to. But usually what I do is I'll kind of just set them both up on the volume of the friction to start with. And then like we also did in the other examples, what I'm going to do is just go over to the envelopes, turn up the release. And then what I want to do is turn down the collision so we don't have an initial transient. We're just going to play the sound using the expression on the keyboard. So if we want a transient, we can kind of just hit it harder. Does that make sense? Okay, so here, let's set the brilliance down. And also another thing that I want to do is on my actual controller, I like to turn my pitch bend range down quite a bit. And then we can adjust it from there. What we can also do is we can perhaps set it up so that the MPE parameter changes the density. So as we push further, we kind of get that sweep right at the end there. And we can do the same with this brilliance parameter here. I actually want to give it quite a bit more attack and release. Cool, that sounded good. Okay, so let's add some effects. Let's maybe go with a shimmer and then just the traditional delay and reverb. And also what I want to do is I want to now re-enable that pitch bend just a little bit. And then we can play with kind of single notes and just bend those and kind of create like a more cinematic type of sound. We can maybe even try a bit of distortion here. That could be nice. Let's maybe do some low pass before the distortion, just to cut out some of that high frequency. That kind of almost has like a brassy sound to it. Kind of sounds like trumpets from hell or something like that. Cool, let's try something else. Let's try like maybe more of a plucky sound. So let's go get back to the modal and let's try out the beam system. So again, high release. And here what I want to do is I want to play with some of these timbre, shaper, and some of these other controls here. Because with these, we can actually warp the harmonics. So for example, do all sorts of weird kind of additive synthesis type stuff for more kind of otherworldly, alien-like sounds. So with these, maybe what we can do is we can set it up so that the MPE kind of tweaks the warp a little bit, but then it only happens once we go past that halfway threshold on the keyboard, you know what I mean? Let's maybe put some effects on here, like a pitch shift delay could be really, really cool. Okay, that's going a little bit too far. Let's maybe remove this warp setting. Let's tone down the effects just a little bit. I kind of like that magical effect that this pitch shift delay and shimmer are doing. But then what we can do is we can play with these settings a little bit here, the decay, the brilliance. I want to add a Engine 2 as another layer here. I want to leave it as a sample, but here we can set it to granular. And then what we can use this for is just to kind of like add this extra texture when we press the sound in. So we want to use the MPE modulator. So nothing happens until we actually press it down past the halfway mark, you know what I mean? You see, now we hear that piano. So let's choose a textural sample here. Granular friendly. That's pretty cool. Let's change some of these settings here, like the start, density, and size. In fact, what we can do is we can use the new vocoder for this. Let's say set the vocoder to modulator input engine 2. We can turn the volume down. And then use this dry wet as the kind of mix. Let's still add a bit of volume with the MPE. So we have this new envelope follower as well, right? Let's set this to grab the audio from engine 2, right? So it's going to convert this kind of like granular chopping audio data into modulation for us. And then we can apply this to this friction parameter. So what that does is that then kind of like strikes the modal synth every time the granular engine kind of restarts. So we obviously have to dial in the threshold like this. And then let's set this, I've set it up here on combinate 1. So then let's send combinate 1 to friction. And then what we can do is we can set the MPE to modulate this input. So when we press in, it kind of starts striking a little bit more on this beam, but like with a bit of randomness. Oh, that's really, really cool. Actually, what I want to do is I want to add one last oscillator using the utility engine. And I want to set it up so that this output here just gets plucked with a very short envelope. And then we can also turn the pitch up by an octave. Just so we can kind of get like almost like a clean tone coming through as well, you know? We can even pluck this output as well using that combinator. That could be pretty cool. Okay, I think that's about it. I kind of just wanted to have a little bit of fun today with the Osmose and Pigments, play around a little bit with the new engine, but specifically that kind of like MPE stuff. I just really wanted to like make some cinematic expressive sounds with that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that little exploration, and yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. If you're also enjoying the new Pigment 6 update as much as I am, let me know. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. If you want more of this just random exploration, making sound stuff, less technical stuff, also let me know. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time. And don't forget the video I did on Expressive E's YouTube channel. I actually really enjoyed making that one. So anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.